Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So only 3 models painted this week, but lots of stuff assembled and tons of new projects coming in. I did quite a bit of writing this week actually, and I'm going to be starting, I really want to finish off the Stormcast journal project from the Dominion box and maybe just keep adding the releases to it as it comes through. So I have like 5 more Vindictors I haven't painted, although I have 20 painted already. And I finished off my endless spells. Then some cool new stuff showed up for the orcs, the Kruleboyz, and I've also got a few projects that I want to work on for indie games that like more stuff for Don't Look Back. So let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So first thing first, here is what I painted this week. I painted the Endless Spell set for the Stormcast Eternals. It was the thing that I didn't have painted that I wanted to paint because it was relatively new. It's from 2nd edition. It's not in the big chunky armor style. And it was something I didn't have access to. And as I was not going to paint a unit of Castigators, they're exactly the amount of points my army was short by. I couldn't make myself do it after the point changes. They're just not very good. I decided to paint a Deus Arcanum, a Everblaze Comet, and the Celestial Vortex. I would rank these as 2 of my favorite endless spells ever painted, and my least favorite of all time, maybe miniature villain paint, which is the Celestial Vortex. It is just like not fun to build, and because of its shape, not super fun to paint. As I was so mad painting it, I didn't even actually airbrush the clouds. I just used a gray primer and then like kind of zenithly primed it with white primer. And it was like, I'm done. I'm just gonna paint these hammers and wash them and stick it on a vase because I'm so mad at this thing for crumbling in my hands 9 times while I don't want to paint it anymore. But I punted with this little guy. It's a little ride for my Lord Arcanum to zip around on, or very often my Knight Vexilor gets a Arcane Tome, so he likes to party on that thing too. The Everblaze Comet only does damage now when it's set up, but it still looks super cool. I think it's way overcosted for what it does now. 100 points is super duper high, but the Deus Arcanum can be handy. I think it's still cool. -1 to hit, extra moves. Could be neat for like a foot wizard. Actually, I think it's actually neater for the banner. -1 to hit, and just like float around. So why not? If you got it, if you want to ride the Goku disc, ride the Goku disc. I say do it. And they're cool models I didn't have, except for you. You're dead to me. So anyway, 2 models painted, and that was it for this week. Had so much fun playing Don't Look Back. I'm going to paint the rest of the supporting cast, I think, for some games this week, as well as another bad guy. The Beast of Northwoods was pretty cool, but we got Choo Choo Chop Death on the line here with Choo Choo Charlie, or sorry, Boxcar Willie rather. He's like a pseudo Leatherface in like a train cap and some dungarees, and I love him. I think he's awesome. So I assembled and just zenithal primed the miniature, and I'm gonna get it painted so I have a new villain. And then more supporting cast. We get the pizza delivery guy, the lady with katana, and then the kind of like gumshoey, sleuthy investment banker, like Gordon Gekko type. I'm not really sure why he's here, but we're going to paint those up too, so I get the full supporting cast from the first 2 expansions. Got some Vindictors. I can't decide if I'm going to paint them or if I'm just going to wait. I might just wait, because this honestly, now that I can take Paladins as battle line, this honestly takes me to 2000 anyway with my Stormcast in the new book, and I might just wait and not paint the Vindictors. I haven't decided. I know if I run out of steam, like if I don't paint them, I just won't. And I do want to have something that Call for Aid can actually summon. So having like a 5-man unit that is Redeemers that Call for Aid can bring back to life is kind of neat. My other option is I could just paint a unit of the Greatsword guys. I don't love them, but they're cool-ish. These guys are just so much fun. Then I got some Chaos models to paint up for my Slaves to Darkness / other things. This cool Chaos box is available in one of the upcoming board games, as well as in the new edition, or sorry, the previous edition of Warhammer Underworlds. I don't have the cards for them for Underworlds. I'm going to see if I can find a set that's been like cranked open for the models, or if anybody's got a set of just like the cards. I'd love to have a set so I can use them in Underworlds, but I'm excited. It'll be a break from painting Stormcast and Orcs, and the models are super cool. So I built them today, got some primer on them. I'll start painting this week. And then Games Workshop was nice enough to send along a free sample of this guy, Swamp Boss Scumdrek from New York Warclans. He's an upcoming miniature for Warhammer Age of Sigmar that builds 2 different models. You get the Snatchaboss and you get Warboss Scumdrek. I'll probably build him as the Snatchaboss. The bet he makes with the Hobgrots, I don't think is as good as being able to give him command traits and beast mount traits and stuff like that. but he's amazing. This thing, the fact that the mount attacks get the extra mortal wounds, and he has an aura, all of the swamp bosses do, of +1 to the mortal wounds generated, means that your little spear guys all of a sudden do 2 mortal wounds every time they roll a 6. And if you pot grot this guy, he does mortal wounds on a 5/6 equal to his damage, plus 1 mortal wound on a 6. So like the natural 6s are one thing, the 5+ are another thing, and he's a really good, and he's got a 2d6 over your wounds once per game. Just kidnap a guy and stick him in that cage. There's a lot of 7 or less wound heroes out there that should be terrified of this. If you hard roll it, you could even just like, you could pick up somebody super hard to kill, like Light of Eltharion and stuff, and just be like, no, you're in the box. So he's got some neat abilities. I think 2 of them are really 2 of them and 2 Swamp Call Shamans to give them the exploding 5 mortal wounds with the damage, because the mounts get the, unlike most mounts in the list, they actually get the mortal wound stuff. It'd be really cool. And that means if I paint this guy up as a Snatchaboss, and I've already got my first unit of these guys, the whatchamacallit, the Guerrillas painted, then I could actually have 1,000 points done. I play a 1,000-point game with my orcs, because it's 200-ish, 180, 360 for the 2 battle lines. He's like 315. So we're pushing like 700 all of a sudden. And then I'm really tempted to pre-order Break-a-Boss or just paint up my Shaman and my Manskewer Bolt Boys. And that would easily, actually my other Shaman, I have a Shaman painted, which would take us to like 800. So probably just the Bolt Boys actually would take us to 1,000, 960-ish. So there's a good chance if I paint this, I paint the Gut Rippers, I'll have 1,000 points painted, and it'd be worth playing a game, I think, with them. Like maybe a narrative game or a small points game. And I can always just throw in my Mega Gargant to be like, hey, look, I'm at 1,500 all of a sudden. It's real easy in Destruction to get to 1,000 just by insert giant. So you're going on the paint table, done and on the books. Just 3 models painted this week, but lots of projects on the go. I also got to play some 40K this week with Nick, and play against his new orcs on his orc table that he built. It was a lot of fun. I'm tempted to start a new 40K army. What I'd really like to do is find a way that I can like conveniently focus on one game. I need something to inspire me, like doing like an army challenge or something, like paint an army in a week or something like that. Write a 2,000 point, like do like a Stillmania kind of thing, where you write a 2,000 point list, you paint the army, you play with the army, you throw everything else away. It'd help me get all my bits and stuff out of this place. So I'm tempted to do something like that. I have a Grey Knight army that I should build and paint to like round off my Imperials. But I do want to get this Stormcast and Orc stuff done. I definitely will finish, before I do anything else, I'm going to finish the Don't Look Back stuff. Finish the supporting characters and Boxcar Willie, because I want to play more of that with like new things. And then we'll see what's next. All right, big thanks for watching. We'll see what gets done next week. Till then, Mash. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continue to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death for Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Game of Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.